Greetings and welcome to my channel. This is Sorcerer Tal. You can also find me on Facebook in the Sorcerers Guild. Today we are going to be taking the next step to strengthening the potency of magic within our own realities. And to do that, we are going to be working with the next evolution in the sigil that we have been working with. Now, as you recall in the previous examples of the Esiz or LS1, we have had, there was two triangles with a swoop in the middle, and we had the S1 in the top to represent the astral plane, and on the bottom we had the LS sigil, or the linking sigil, to represent the web of the material plane, and we were to envision them coming in together. Okay, so this next sigil, which was given to me in the shower, which by that I mean I was in the shower, and a lot of times I will actually be clearing my mind and meditating while I'm in the shower. And we're going to get a little bit more into that in a moment. But I will be meditating in the shower and clearing my mind, and I had a vision of this sigil in my mind, and it was quite clear to me what sigil I was to draw. And so when I got out of the shower, I immediately drew it on the mirror. And I've been doing that ever since. Every time I take a shower, I will get out of the shower, I'll go immediately to the mirror, and I will draw this new version of the sigil. And what it is it looks like this here. Some of you that are in the guild or in some of the other groups on Facebook that I frequent, you may have seen this sigil already. And like what this is, it's the same sigil, but we've changed things up just a bit. We have the same two triangles representing the astral and the material planes. But as you see, this swoop has some arrows on it, and our center sigil is changed. We have this four-pointed star, which represents the astral plane. And then down here we have another four-pointed star, which is offset from the first one. And this one represents the material plane, so that if they were joined, they would create the eight-pointed star of chaos. And then we have the sigil on the symbols, or excuse me, the swoop on here, which indicates motion, which would actually open this up and create like the vortex, or excuse me, the eye of the storm within a vortex as this opens up, turning both Jeshul and Widdershins at the same time, or clockwise and counterclockwise. And that creates an opening in the center, a calm within the storm, where the material and the astral plane can be brought together in the center. And it would be visualized as if we were reaching through a tunnel and allowing the astral and the material plane to meet within the center, creating the eight-pointed star and drawing that energy down. Okay, so there are two ways that we're going to be working with this sigil. Visualize the sigil on in your mind. And just keep it in your mind until your focus goes completely into the sigil. As you visualize it, don't make it turn, but allow it to turn. And slowly it will open up, creating the eye within a storm, that center of the vortex that I was talking about, and allow the two four-pointed stars, the two crossroads, to meet in the center and become the eight-pointed star, opening up the vortex and bringing your material reality closer to your astral form, an astral platform, if you have been following along with the videos and created such a thing. If not, then you'll simply be visualizing your personal sigil on the other end, or even just your higher self. And you want to imagine them being allowed to meet in the middle. And focus on that. If you can, until your mind goes completely blank. And then let go and focus on something else. Obviously, we're not going to be forgetting it because we want to be repeating this sigil. We want to be repeating this process. And that is one way that we can work with the sigil. Like I said, I originally started doing this in the shower, and I would like you to start doing that as well for part of the group project. I have a separate video I'll start now. When you first get out of the shower and your mirror's all foggy, that's what I'm talking about here. So what we're going to do, mirror's all foggy like this, is you can kind of see that I've done it before, but we're going to draw the S's on the mirror. So we're going to draw the triangle part first, and then with this new version, like I said, you can kind of already see it here because it takes on the shape. We've got 4 points on top, symbolizing the astral plane. And then we're going to do 4 points on bottom, symbolizing the physical plane. As you can see, they're offset from each other, so that if they were added together, they would become like a chaos star, the 8-pointed chaos star. And then we put our swoop in the middle, and some arrows on it to indicate that it is spinning in both directions. And that opens up to allow the top sigil to go down into the bottom sigil, combining to create the 8-pointed star in the center. So as it spins, this part turns that way, the other part turns that way, and that opens, and we visualize that opening this up into a vortex that is spinning both clockwise and counterclockwise at the same time, as a spiral actually does. It's going to be going like this, and then like that. And rather than creating suction to and fro, it's actually opening up, like the eye of a storm, to create a tunnel through the center where the astral plane and the physical plane will meet. And so, what we're going to start doing then is drawing the sigil on our mirror daily after our shower, and then stare into it. What I like to do as I'm watching it is enjoy the water vapor dripping down and watch to see how it goes through it. Looks like we're not going to be getting a lot of that this time. But once we have drawn it, we can stare into the center, into this part here, and just focus on this sigil opening up and creating that union between the astral and the physical plane. Now, of course, this is going to make our mirrors be a bit of an opening, but that has already been taken into account. So these are actually going to be, this is actually filtered already. So no harm can come through here. Only that part of the astral that you are connected to. This is actually going to help bring your reality onto the material plane, or your astral, help bring your astral world and your material world together. And so that is the personal benefit to using this sigil, is that it will, like the last one, it will begin strengthening your own magic and drawing you into the center between the two planes where magic is cast. That'll be it for this episode. Thank you once again for joining us. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please take the opportunity to do so now. Until next time, bright blessings and an interesting fate. This has been Sorcerer Tal.